Oh my gosh, this is happening. Ah! Right, let's get the mic in. I don't even know if I need the mic, but we're gonna use it because I want the sound quality to be chef's kiss. Okay, what else? We're here. This feels very strange talking to the camera, but I'm gonna try and be as natural as I can because my friend says you need a niche. And I'm like, I've been trying to find like my niche. And honestly, when I've started to write all the things that are of interest and that I really want to share on this platform, I've realized that there are so many areas that I want to share, whether it's through educational pieces, yoga practice, whether it's baking sourdough, whether it's for my holistic mums, whether it's travel, homeschooling, herbal teas. There are so many areas that I really want to share. So I hope this finds the right people. That's all we're going to do here. My other thing is I've written, like, my friend was like, what's going to be your like USP or your unique selling point? And I'm like, well, first of all, I don't want to sell anything, but I do want to have unedited videos. So I was going to be out in nature, but baby boy is watching something, so I've got 30 minutes and I'm going to record a video because I've been procrastinating for 4 years with this. And I realized that I've got all these books and all these journals that I just fill with chef's kiss knowledge and wisdom that I just want to pass on. And we've spent monies on different practitioners through healing our son with eczema, through studying within the yoga practice, traveling abroad, living in different countries around the world. And I'm like, yeah, this needs to get out now. It's been 4 years. Anyway, I've got a tagline because I'm a cheesy millennial and I'm just gonna do it because I'm like, hang on, like, what's gonna be my thing? Well, my thing is always drinking tea. Everywhere I go, I'm always drinking a herbal tea. I'm not gonna add all that in, don't worry. But so today, first of all, tagline, grab a cup of tea, it's story time. That's gonna be my like story time, grab a cup of tea. We're gonna do grab a cup of tea, it's yoga time. We're gonna have grabbing cups of teas for different areas of life. But today it's just story time. I'm gonna introduce myself, grab a cup of tea, it's story time. In my cup today, we have ginger, turmeric, and spearmint. I've been on a lifelong journey of like acne flare-ups since about 14, and I go through months and months and months of having the most immaculate skin, and then I get a flare-up again. So spearmint's really good for when you're in your luteal phase. We're going to talk about that in another video. And ginger's great for inflammation. You can have this every day, so good. Just grate up the ginger, pop it in some water, boil it with the lid on, strain it, and the turmeric as well. Yeah. So let me introduce myself. My name is Tilly, and I've been called like Tilly B for quite a while now. Several reasons. I love bees. They're my favorite insect. They follow me everywhere. I've worked with them during university. I worked with them with a few of my friends' hives. I worked in Toronto when I was living there on an amazing hive, and they're just amazing insects. They're always landing on me. I feel like the energy is great. I love the sound. I just love what they do for the world. Yes, go bees. And also, I guess I'm 38 now, born in 88, millennial baby. And some would say maybe I'm a little ADHD. I would say I'm giving bee energy. Sometimes I'm really calm, want to be with myself a lot, introverted, and then other times I'm just out there loud, buzzing around, sprinkling a little pollination for the nation. I don't know. Bees just, also my last name is Bogle, Paul Bogle, have a look into him, Jamaican national hero. And B, it's my last name, it's the letter for my last name. So I'm born in England and currently living in Jamaica. We go between Miami and Jamaica. I have a son, he's 4 years old, hoping to have some more picnics in the near future. So you're on this journey with me. I'm going to be sharing, as I've just mentioned, yoga, some yoga practices that have helped me through the years, calming the system, helping with regulation, nervous system, helping breathe and bring presence into your life, helping you within relationships. I'm going to be talking about marriage. I'm going to be talking about traveling to different countries. I've lived in Toronto for 6 years and now currently in Jamaica, and then moved, like I say, back and forth to Miami. So what that's like, and how adjusting to different communities and building new communities, how that can, what do I say here? How it can change you as a person. I feel like in your 20s, you're maybe more sure of who you think you are, but then you get to your 30s, you're like, oh my gosh, I did not know this woman at all. And moving around really helps bring this freshness to your soul. It helps you learn new things, adapt, and yeah, just learn about different culture. So it's gonna have a little bit of that in there. Herbalism. Growing up in a lot of the countryside in England, my mother planting a lot and having herbs and teaching us a lot about about agriculture and permaculture. She's been one of my biggest inspirations, and my father too, been mostly plant-based his whole life, Rasta man, very, very musically talented, has had a huge influence in my life, for sure. So I want to implement herbs into these talks at some point, and how they can really help us with headaches, with menstrual health, with womb health, with bringing back that sexy back after you've just given birth, with skin, hair care, energy, rest. Yeah, herbs are the one. What else are we going to share on this channel? We are going to share the art of living outdoors. What I realized the most about going back to England and then living in Jamaica and Miami is we are always outdoors. 80% of our life we are outdoors, which is probably why it's taken me so long. It's procrastination to make this video, but we are outdoors a lot. And so I'm going to share some little vlogs. I will never share my babies on this platform, just putting that out there now. If you want to share your babies, that is all good for you, but that is not my flex. I'm not into sharing the babies until they have consent. But just know that I am mothering alongside this. So I love the term like stay-at-home mum, because we're not actually staying at home. We cook, we adventure, we learn, we play, we dance, we sing, we live outside a lot of the time. We're learning a lot of the skills outside. So I'll share a little bit of that with you as well. And then just touching on the health side of things and why I got into, in my mid-20s, I want to say. So when I started with the yoga practice, we were born so many things, sorry. We were raised vegetarian. There was no vegetarians back in the 80s, well, very barely, my mum said. And then we started eating meat and fish around 10, 11. I then cut that out for big portions of my life, chopped that out completely, and then come back in and out of being back on plant-based diets. Plant-based meaning just mainly whole food, vegetable-based foods. A lot of beans, pulses, legumes, veggies, quinoas, rices, curries, like that. That's how we were raised. And then I just want you to plant that in the back of the head. Then from around in my teens, I started experiencing acne. Gone to the doctors at 14. They've prescribed birth control, and I was actually on that for nearly 10 years. It was Yasmin, and I should not have been on that for that long. Anyway, fast forward into my 20s, seeing several doctors. We were in Toronto at the time, sips tea. Seeing several doctors who have I've come off the birth control at that point, and I'm getting flare-ups and signs of really bad constipation and irritation down there. Excuse me, this is crazy for a first video, but I want to be real, authentic and honest on here. And so I've gone to get some tests done and some labs done, and she's like, oh, you're fine, everything's fine. I'm like, everything's fine. She's like, but I would go back on birth control if you have a partner. And I'm thinking, birth control's mashed me up. Like, this is, my acne's come back. Like, I want to find out what my issues, what the root issues are, and no doctor seemed to be able to help me out there. So I ended up getting some blood work done with a naturopath, and that's kind of where my journey started. And I would say that was around 24, 25. Found out that I was really high in estrogen dominance, and really high in estrogen. One of my paths, I think there's 3 paths, and one of them was recirculating the estrogen back into the body. And she put me on a certain diet and actually prescribed me progesterone. So she was giving me this hormonal treatment. I then left Toronto, broke up with my past relationship. We can talk about that juicy later episodes. And went back actually to England. COVID hit. I'm in England. I'm on progesterone. 6 months prior to this, I've met an amazing man from California. We date for a year. I get pregnant. Didn't have a clue, didn't know I was pregnant. We end up having a baby. He moves to England, we have a baby. I find out I have a fibroid. We are not going to talk about that on this episode because I want to keep this just as, this is kind of like where I wanted to explain why I've gone into the natural space and the holistic space and try to remove myself from Western practices as much as I can, because I never even knew I had a fibroid, and that could have been discovered from time. At this point it was 9 centimeters. I was pregnant, I had this big fibroid growing, and that's kind of like what's got me started on this journey. Oh my gosh, had to cut that because little one ran inside. So where were we at? We were at why I'm now with a fibroid, on this journey, pregnancy, trying to learn how to shrink it naturally because I'm pregnant, couldn't and didn't want to use medication. And that kind of got me just into this whole other way of finding out just continuing that journey of finding out root causes for things. And I managed to shrink a fibroid in pregnancy, which was crazy. No one believed, well, the hospital and the practitioners didn't believe I could have done it, and I did it, so that was cool. But again, touch on that in a later episode. So fast forward now to 2026. My son is now 4.5, and I think there are so many areas without being named: crunchy mum, woo woo mum, almond mum, hippie mum, all these titles that we put on ourselves or that other people give us. I don't feel and I don't really want to fit into one box. I really want to live intuitively, share intuitive practices that I feel really help, and shift and open mindsets, which is what I've always been raised. My mum and dad have always said, like, ask questions, like, think about things, before just being like, yes. So I hope you enjoy this channel. There will definitely be a whole segment on yoga, because I know that I have a lot of people here from my classes over the years. I've been teaching now since 2018, and I know that there are a lot of people out there that are looking for online practices. Some of my students that have come to class that are like, when are you putting your flows on YouTube? So there'll be some 5 minutes and 10 minutes and 20 minutes, some hour-long yoga classes of what I've learned so far. And yeah, if there's anything else throughout the journey, my plan is to post 1 video a day for 100 days. I've said it. Like when you say things, it's like, oh, okay, now I've got to make this happen. And I'm trying to fit this in no matter what. these videos are hopefully going to be outside. That's what I'm hoping for. So let's see how that goes. And yeah, my name is Tilly. I'm 38. I'm a mama of one, maybe more soon. I'm married to a gorgeous man. We're living back and forth from Jamaica. And yeah, I just hope that you enjoy the channel and just enjoy a over procrastinating mother woman who's been thinking of putting stuff on here for so long. And yeah, hopefully the next few videos won't have as many ums and ahs in, but yeah, enjoy. Peace and love, man. One love.